Okay, we're ready. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hutchinson Elementary Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to everyone and publicly noticed. I would like to remind you that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public that are present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. Our first order of business is to call roll. The secretary will now take the roll.
Good afternoon. Melissa St. Joy.
Here.
Shanae Freeman.
Present.
Ryan Dunn.
Present.
Cometa Ortiz.
Present.
Akithia Atkinson. Present. April Payne. Dedrina Steele. And Michelle Sanchez. Okay, that is all Go Team participants.
This team will only be able to take official action if the quorum is present. Ms. Atkinson, is there a quorum present at this time?
We do have a quorum present.
Okay, so we will move forward to the action items. The first action item is the approval of the agenda. This was previously provided, and copies are available. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make the motion. Ortiz?
All in favor, please say aye.
I second that motion.
Are there any abstentions at this time? If so, please say abstain. Okay, the second order of business is approval of the previous minutes. We will review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting. The minutes have been provided. And if there are any corrections needed, we'll do so. If there are no further corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes?
Make a motion to approve the previous minutes.
I'll second that.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say nay. If there are any abstentions, please say abstain. We will now move to the discussion items on our agenda.
Good afternoon, everyone. as we move into the discussion items. So we will be continuing with our 2025 to 2030 school strategic plan development process. The school strategic plan overview, the purpose is to cascade the district strategic plan to the school level while grounding our focus in the school's continuous improvement plan. This will create an alignment, reduce confusion, and simplifies our efforts. The timeline for the strategic plan is for 2030 for our goals and objectives. We will update them and approve and rank them by January of 2026. Schools will focus on the strategies as part of the FY27 budget and continuous improvement plan process. So this is the Atlanta Public Schools strategic plan, a community of believers getting back to basics. I will give you guys a minute to read through, but the focuses of the plan is our strength is in our team, our responsibility is shared, our system is efficient and effective, we are strengthening our instructional core, we are caring for every child, and we are sparking curiosity. So the Go Team Governance Board focuses on the mission and vision. We drill down to the strategic goals, our focus areas, and our objectives as a school. We focus on what our purpose is and what do we do. What is our picture for the future? What results satisfy stakeholders? What is the main focus for our work? And what continuous improvement activities are needed to get these results? So an overview of the strategic plan process is that we have begun to review data. The last meeting we talked about aligning our mission and vision to our purpose. We confirmed the 2030 goals created in the SIP goals and identifying additional goals. We identify our 2025 to 2030 strategic plan, reflect on our previous strategic plan from 2020 to 2025, review and discuss additional objectives, and approve our strategic plan and rank the strategic objectives for FY27. So currently, if you look at the sample Go Team business meeting cadence, we are in business meeting number 3. In our last meeting, we discussed the KIP, the key performance indicators. We also aligned our mission and vision for our school under in alignment with Atlanta Public Schools, and we confirmed our 2030 goals in our last meeting. Right now, we have our proposed updated mission and vision for our school and everything that we do at Hutchinson Elementary. And everything that we do at Hutchinson Elementary, please make sure you keep the mission and vision in mind. The mission of Hutchinson Elementary School is to implement an equitable, safe, structured, standards-based learning environment to maximize student achievement and produce global citizens and positive members of societies. The vision is Hutchinson Elementary School's vision is to develop 21st century college and career global learners by providing exposure and increasing possibilities through STEM and the Georgia Standards of Excellence. Our proposed goals that we discussed last meeting for 2025 to 2030 is by the end of May 2030, the number of 3rd through 5th grade students scoring proficient and above in the spring EOG ELA will increase from 17% last school year to 37.6% in 29-30. By the end of May 2030, the number of 3rd through 5th grade students scoring proficient and above on the spring EOG math will increase from 17% to 37.6% by 29-30. And by the end of May 2030, the number of students coming to school each week, Monday through Friday, will increase from 63% to 75.9%. These are reflective of what was on the key performance indicators and in line with the goals that Atlanta Public Schools has outlined for us as a school. Today's focus will be the school strategic planning session, which is step 4. Identifying the goals for, identifying our 2025-2030 strategic objectives, reflecting on our previous ones from 2020 to 2025, review and discuss additional objectives going forward. Approve our strategic plan is step number 5, so that'll be our next meeting. So identifying our 2025-2030 strategic objectives, we're going to reflect on our previous 5 years and identify what we need to stop and continue. We need to align the objectives of the district's new focus and review and discuss additional objectives going forward. What do we need to start to support the mission of one district, one goal for every child? So using our new 2025 strategic goals as a guide, we will complete the start, stop, and continue exercise to review our current strategic priorities and identify our 25-20-30 goals. So we have taken kind of what we have previously and we moved it over into this new template. So if you look where this, where this arrow is pointed, these are our strategic priorities from the previous 5 years. If you look where our guiding question is, what current priorities or activities are not having the need? The question is, what current priorities or activities are not having the needed impact that they should and should be stopped? Are there any priorities or activities that no longer align with the mission and vision and goals of our focus area? Note, think about what has been working, has been completed, or has never been started. If your 2030 goals are bigger than what you have achieved so far, then we must go differently forward. So again, those are our strategic priorities from the previous 5 years. What I did do was, you'll see things that are in a red font. Those are things that I know for a fact Atlanta Public Schools no longer does, or we're no longer in the year 2025. So that would be something we needed to change or update. But is there anything that you feel that we have from these outlined strategic priorities that we would need to stop? And feel free to come off mute. I will be writing notes as we talk. You're on mute, Ms. Ortiz.
No, I'm sorry. I was just reading.
Okay. And just give me a thumbs up if you don't see anything that we need to stop or if I need to move forward.
I just had a question on the
Sure.
school strategic priorities at number 2, where you have the 2025 and the STEM school certification. So we're saying that in 2025, we don't have that, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then, so my thought was, when do we have a time frame that we're shooting for at this point?
It's 2028.
Oh, it is 2020. Okay.
So that's a statement. If we're in agreement with keeping that, I can change that 2025 to 2028.
Okay. And that's based on
The work that Dr. Woodbridge has been doing, the walkthroughs that we've had, where we are in our PBL planning and implementation and just kind of making STEM a natural progression. So in layman's terms, when you walk into our building without us saying that we're a STEM school, you should know that we're a STEM school.
Gotcha.
Okay. So continued discussion and guiding questions. What current priorities or activities are working well and should be maintained? Think about what has been working, what has been completed, what has never been started. If our 2030 goals are bigger than what we have achieved so far, then we may go differently forward. But for those of you that have supported our school, if you could just speak to what priorities or activities do you think are working well and should be maintained? I would say recommending highly qualified staff for position. We actually just got an award as a school from HR for having 93% of our staff was hired well before the district deadline. And about 90% of our staff has been here for the past 2 years. So we have not had a high turnover here. So the staff that has been here, they have been here consecutively. I think last year we only had one person actually leave, and they left the district. But everybody has been here. So I think that hiring overall for us as a school has gone well, which kind of leads into that. It gives us the opportunity to build the capacity because as you're here, we continue to develop you. So I think that from our previous years, I think that's something, the practice that we have around that is currently working.
Something else that I think is currently working is our PBIS program with shaping behavior and building culture throughout the school for everybody from the students to the staff, and the voice mentoring program.
Another area for me would be the ESOL team. They've been doing a great job with our students and getting them to the levels that they need to be.
I will also, excuse me, this fits with the cultural piece. I don't know if it's an official garden club, but Dr. Woodbridge, what she's done with the students outside, and also Coach Lewis has also joined with that. I see the students highly engaged with that, with those activities. So I feel like that is also working.
So that would speak to our STEM as well. And I think Ms. Ortiz would speak to our improving student outcomes with the ESOL support, and to what Ms. Akithia said, the supporting social, emotional, and behavior and mental well-being of our students and staff. And she added verbiage about the boys mentoring that we've added on.
And I would say, in regards to reducing barriers to school attendance and decrease chronic absenteeism, just to continue our efforts, try to be innovative in the future, and just trying to find continue the efforts that we're doing now, but just being innovative and thinking outside the box and trying to figure out new ways to engage parents and students. I think our attendance this time last year it has improved. It is currently at 79. So we're doing better than last year, but just want to try to at least be 80 or above around this time. But I think it is working, but just wanted to just work on trying to improve it.
Thank you. So in identifying our 2025, 2030 strategic objectives, I have entered last year's, the previous 5 years, So as we think about 2025, 2030, based on today's discussion, is there anything that we would change besides the highlighted information? Any verbiage that we would add, remove, an additional priority that we need to?
And you said the highlighted part is what we don't do anymore. We don't do the BASC anymore, right?
So that was a district purchase assessment that fell under number 6 at the time in 2020. But since then, Atlanta Public Schools has not done the BASC assessment for about 2 years.
Question, what about will we insert there the restorative practice, or is it just a part
We
of
can.
PBIS?
I mean, we can. In number 6.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think that statement should read?
Support the social, emotional, behavioral, and mental well-being of students and staff through PBIS and restorative practice.
Okay.
Oh, there's something else we do. Restorative practice and mm, I'm still reading Miss St. Joy for just
Sure.
bear with- You have number 3 highlighted. Is that something we're
I think
not?
no, it's a
It's
typo.
a typo. Okay.
Yeah.
For the attendance, do we want to list specific things that we're doing, or just have an inclusive sentence like the one you already have?
So I think it could be inclusive if there's any verbiage that we want to add to specify it. Because these are the priorities, we would still need to write kind of there's another part where we write the tasks to go along with the priorities.
Okay, Miss Freeman likes it how it is.
And here we don't have to add percentages, right? In terms of smart. Okay.
Yeah. So thus far, what we're saying we want to update is number 6 to say support the social and emotional behavior and mental well-being of students and staff through PBIS and restorative practices.
Yes.
To be reflected in our 2025 to 2030.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we're aligning our objectives to the district's new focus. So you remember, if we go back the page where it says we are a community of believers getting back to basics. So what I did was take those titles and fit kind of what we already have under there. So I'm going to actually exit it so I can add the verbiage that we just talked about for through PBIS. Can you guys still see the slide? Okay. So we'll now move on to the objectives, previously the priorities, that will continue. So again, we're using last year's plan and plugging it into the new kind of titles that we have. So where it said previously in the previous plan, fostering academic excellence for all, aligns with we are strengthening our instructional core, or we are sparking curiosity. So let me just go back to show you what I mean. So when we talked about this slide, and this is where the district is, okay? To make sure that we're aligning these parts under that. Does that make sense, everybody? So when you take that language and it changes over, this is where what we previously had fell under the district's vision. And for following, just give me a thumbs up. All right. So identifying any additional things that we need to start. So we've aligned those objectives. We have 1 to 2 objectives for each, or we should have 1 to 2 for each focus area. Using our 2025 strategic plan and our KIP, 2025-2030 strategic plan, and our key performance indicators, if we need any new objectives. Focus on getting back to basics, focus on areas that we want to strengthen, and make sure we have something about the community of believers to support our core work. So when we do that, as I said before, this is kind of where everything fell. So I think our work is to make sure that we have 1 to 2 under each heading, and it looks like we do. Let me update the typos and the additional verbiage. Can we see the presentation still? Okay. So we do, once we moved everything over, we do have 1 to 2. Is there any additional things that you think we should start to add? And right now we do have 1 to 2 items under each heading.
Okay, if we already have what we need.
Okay. So where we're going, at our next meeting, we will vote on that final strategic plan. We will also rank our priorities and begin to discuss the 2026-2027 budget. Let me know, or the chair know, if you have any additional information that you feel that we need to discuss in the future. Please know that this presentation will be on the website for our school under Go Team Link, as well as we email it out after the meeting. Are there any additional questions I can answer? That concludes my discussion items.
Okay, I would like to announce the next Go Team meeting. It
We
will
have to
be
do,
held on.
we have to do information items.
Oh, what is that?
bullet
Okay.
5, so V.
Oh, okay. So we'll now move on to the information items.
So for information items, we have the principal's report. We have our holiday program on December 16th, and we have a house meeting on December 19th. Please note that this next week's house meeting will be at 1 p.m. We also have our holiday spirit week, and there will be information shared via Class Dojo. It's around the school and it's posted in the front, but just some activities and fun stuff to help us get into the holiday spirit as we go into break. It's still a full instructional week, but we want to have some holiday fun as well throughout. So it's all kinds of fun activities and silly things for us to wear to continue to build community at Hutchinson. We also had a special announcement from Senor Ortiz, and things that they've been doing in Spanish to learn together. And we have a Spanish corner introducing new topics. And I believe, I apologize because this is actually from our last meeting, so I feel like she's updated since then. But this is definitely what they worked on in November, and I will tell you it was super exciting because all the kids were enjoying talking about their families in Spanish, La Familia. This is our calendar for the rest of the month. As you see, the week of the 15th, we have our holiday program, we have a spelling bee, and we have a house meeting coming up. And then we have a very hard-earned 2 weeks off from school. All students will return to school on January the 6th. And to maintain our attendance, we need everybody here on January the 6th. We also have the cluster advisory team meeting. There was one on November 18th. There will be another one on February 11th and then April 21st. Each school reviewed their strategic plan. So we're in South Atlanta. And each cluster has a chair, vice chair, secretary. Do you have anything to add to this cluster report information? Ms. Atkinson is the representative for our school.
I do not.
Okay. And APS Forward, the facilities long-term plan, that vote actually took place. There are currently 16 Atlanta public schools that will be either closing or being repurposed. Our school will maintain its status, and the demographics will, not necessarily the demographics, but we may, as the schools merge, close, or repurpose, we may have more students enrolling to our school in the coming years. So just look out and follow the APS website for any information, additional information regarding this APS Forward. And at this time, I do not have any additional announcements. So that concludes the principal's report.
Okay, and our next Go Team meeting for Hutchinson will be held on January 26th, 2026 at 4 o'clock. We have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business items at this time? May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion.
A second. Did you second it? I second that. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, raise your hand. Any abstentions, please raise your hand. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you and happy holidays, everyone.
Have a
Thank you. Good evening.
And before we all hang up, just know we may need to do a meeting before the 26th, but that communication will come from Ms. Atkinson, just to rank those strategic priorities, because I think I get the new budget the week before the 26th. So we would have to do that ranking before so that we don't have to have extra meetings on the back end.
Mhm.
So, but that would be a quick meeting, but Ms. Atkinson will communicate with you guys in the new year, because everyone needs to go have a great holiday.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Ms. Payne.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Happy
Mr.
holidays.
Ryan.
Sorry I was late.
Oh, we appreciate you being
I was
here.
driving.
Be
For
safe.
sure. Thank you guys.
Okay.